1,000 Words podcast. Join us as we discuss the antics of pro athletes, sports politics, and everything in between. No sport nor athlete is off limits. Now, get you a pitcher of wine and enjoy the show. Here are your hosts, Lene and Linnell Fletcher, aka the Fletcher Twins. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words podcast. This your girl Nelly Nell.
And this your girl Nay.
And we have a special guest in the building this week. We have Rafique Louison. Say hi to the people.
Good afternoon, everybody, or good night, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So how are you and how was your weekend or your week so far?
My week was all right. I mean, I got some edits done. I mean, I'm still doing recording some episodes of my show, Nothing But the Sports Show, which I will get to in a minute. I managed to check out a little hoop bus event where they like building the hype to the New York Knicks and playoff run. I saw a lot of playoff games. I managed pretty much just doing what I do. I'm just living my life. That's
Perfect. This weekend, actually, I didn't do a lot. Like you said, I started watching the playoffs, but I also finally got my taxes done before, like 3 days before the deadline. I got my taxes done. The end result, I didn't like the end result of my taxes, but yeah, that's another episode. Nate, what did you do?
That's funny that you said about taxes, because I literally was on the phone with IRS and they had me on hold for 25 minutes today. And I didn't like the response they gave me either. But anyway, I literally just walked in the door from my son's track and field award ceremony. So I just got from there. He got, his medals and trophies and stuff. So that was cool. This weekend he got his last regular season track meet. So we preparing for that. And yeah, that's it so far. I had a hearing today at work, so it was a little hectic, but all is good.
Yeah, that's a lot. Wow, that's a lot. I see you had a busy weekend. I mean, with your child being involved with track and field, I can't wait to see what type of track and field stuff he does. I mean, we love track and field.
Yeah. I love track and field. Okay, Rafique, tell our audience what it is you do for a living and tell them also about your podcast.
Well, what I do for a living is I'm a content writer for Planted Not Buried, which is Renee Washington's business. I mean, you've had on the show before in the past. I mean, I do IG live interviews with some major people that are like making an impact in their own communities, whether it's somebody who's famous or just a regular person working a regular job, or pretty much anybody that's involved with networking, outreach, trying to get jobs or helping other people rise to the occasion in their careers. So far, I've had a lot of amazing guests on Planted Not Buried. I've had teachers, I've had lawyers. I mean, pretty much everybody outside the sports field. As far as in sports media goes, I host a sports show, Nothing But the Sports Talk, where I break down all the news, stats, and everything from college to the pros. Okay. And I cover events too, like whether it's virtual or in person, or a little bit of both. So yeah, just recently I covered the WNBA draft, electric 10 tournament. And I also did some Fordham games, which is my alma mater, by the way. I got a master's from that school. And
nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So do you speaking because you said you cover college and professional, you like college sports better or professional, and why?
Honestly, that's a toss-up. I would have to say college basketball, only because the postseason tournament, they call it March Madness for a reason. It's one and done. Right. Like the NBA, where you have to win 4 games just to advance to the next round, let alone win a championship. I mean, I like the NBA too, don't get me wrong, but college basketball, that's where you really get more into it now. At the beginning, it was the other way around, but as I continue watching basketball year after year after year, and I keep on continuing to grow, I'm more into like the college game, just because of the fact that anything can happen. Like just recently, we saw number one, literally.
Yeah,
that's true. And you said, okay, so I saw that you went to the WNBA draft, which was amazing. So first tell us how the event was, because we see it on TV and it's probably completely different from how it's actually there inside. Like that's actually like being in an audience at a TV show or talk show is completely different from watching it on TV. So how was the actual event itself?
Oh, the event was nice and all. I mean, I managed to get some interviews with some of the draftees at the press conference. I mean, I couldn't get to the orange carpet I can't get proof to the orange carpet. Screw you, WNBA, but I will get to the orange carpet. But that's a good subject for another time. But I managed to meet many different media influencers and professionals, even people I've interviewed on my show in the past. As I managed to like build a couple new connections, and even managed to connect with some people that's actually seen me on a lot of WNBA Zoom calls that I haven't yet met in real life before, or I've only met like once in real life, or even people that I've never even interviewed yet. So it's just a lot. I mean, obviously Renee Washington covered the WNBA draft last year, and I'm just glad that I got a chance to shine myself as far as covering my very first WNBA in-person event. Well, actually second is because I covered the Liberty and Storm game like a few years ago. But right now, this is my first WNBA draft was done in real life, like being able to go to the press conference, talk to the players, and then obviously get feedback. And yeah, you didn't see me at the WNBA Slam after party, but I'll get that done next year. But all I can tell you is, if you live in New York and you into women in sports, you gotta do some interviews and cover the WNBA draft for your platform. Because I promise you, your stuff is gonna grow like crazy. Just take it from me. I mean, a picture's worth 1,000 words, but it'll be more work than that when you cover the WNBA draft. You'll get more people engaged. Because I can get Renee Washington and a couple other people to tell you why you cover the WNBA, or as Ari Chalmers always say, the WNBA is so important.
It is. And were there any surprises in the draft for you? Any surprises or shockers?
I mean, I was at least surprised around the Stephen Stohr trade. I mean, I didn't think she was going to get traded to the Dallas Wings, but it happened anyway. I thought she was going to stick with the Western Mystics. I mean, usually WNBA drafts are unpredictable. I mean, we knew Aaliyah Boston was going to be drafted number 1. We knew Haley Jones was going to be drafted to the Atlanta Dream. But at the very least, we managed to see some surprise with Stephen Stohr being traded to the Dallas Wings. You pair him up with Arike Guawale, you're creating like literally a more developed playoff team. They're going to be fun to watch this year. Trust me.
Right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Nate, did you want to say anything about the WNBA?
No, I think I spoke about a couple episodes back when we were talking about the championship game, LSU versus Iowa. It literally made me a WNBA fan now, because I think I'm going to be watching more college and WNBA now, because that championship game was just so exciting. And I was going to go back to the question you asked him about college or professional, which one he likes better. But I remember a lot of people when we were in college used to say they like college more because the athletes are more hungry than the actual professional ones, because they're already there. So they're not as hungry. So the college games are more exciting than professional. I still stick with professionals. I just like the pros better, but that's a good stance on it. I can see why someone would say that.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's talk about our new segment called Around the League, where I just list some notable news that happens around every league. So I just got a notification today that Mike Brown, I think his name, won NBA Coach of the Year. And his Kings player, De'Aaron Fox, he won the NBA's inaugural Clutch Player of the Year. So kudos to both of them. Jaren Jackson Jr., which is playing my Lakers right now, from the Memphis Grizzlies, he won the Defensive Player of the Year. NFL player DeMar Hamlin has been cleared to play and do full activities. You know, DeMar was the one who had a cardiac arrest on the field. Yeah. The 2023 Colorado football season tickets have sold out. That's the school that Deion Sanders went to. And this is the first time in 27 years that happened. So I guess kudos to Deion. And in a new NBA memo, it states that a college player cannot declare for the NBA draft unless they attend the NBA Combine. So they have to attend and participate in order to declare for the draft. So that's interesting. Do you have any thoughts on that, Rafique?
Well, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the Sacramento Kings because I said this in the Point Blank podcast. The Sacramento Kings are built to make it to at least the conference finals. De'Aaron Fox is showing you that he's going to be a problem for this. He's a franchise piece of the Sacramento Kings needed that they desperately so long for during the 17-year playoff drought. And Mike Brown being coach of the year, come on now, it's not even a question. He turned the Sacramento Kings that wasn't expecting to even make the playoffs, let alone the play tournament, into a championship juggernaut. And the Golden State Warriors not gonna be relevant for long. Like seriously, and you know what? I'm trying to make it as possible. This is the same Mike Brown that coached LeBron to his first NBA Finals. This is the Mike Brown that was part of the Golden State Warriors coaching staff. And this same Mike Brown has turned a young Sacramento Kings team with Malik Monk, Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox, who had 2-3 game-winning shots against Orlando, Chicago. Come on now, you gotta watch out for the Sacramento Kings.
That's true, because nobody was paying attention to the Kings a while ago, just a few years ago. So Mike Brown did turn that team around. So kudos to him. So let's get into our first, I guess, topic of the night is regarding a soccer player. Nate, how to pronounce his name? Achraf Hakimi.
Yeah.
So he's a soccer player. He was accused of rape, but nobody, it's crazy, maybe because he's not from this country or don't live in this country, but nobody's talking about it on any of the sports shows. So he was given preliminary charges of rape, which means that the judge thinks is a strong reason to believe a crime was committed, but he's allowing time for further investigation to decide whether the case should go to trial. So, of course, the soccer player denies the allegations. The victim is a 24-year-old. But the thing is also, the soccer player is going through a divorce. His wife is 12 years older than him. They have 2 kids together. They got married in 2020, making this one of the shortest marriages in soccer history. But the thing is, the gotcha is he registered all his assets under his mother's name. So this includes money, clothes, cars, and real estate. So technically, his wife is the breadwinner according to the court documents, and she actually might have to give half of her stuff to him. So what are y'all thoughts on this situation?
Honestly, I think it's a crazy situation. I mean, for any athlete to be charged with rape, I mean, after actually doing the rape, like it's just disgusting. Why do rape it? Like seriously, that's my only thoughts on it. I mean, geez, when somebody told you no, didn't anybody tell you no means no?
That's it.
You don't put your hands on women, especially if you're going to be playing in soccer. Like how many? You know, a lot of people wish they had the type of team life that you had, or if you could throw it away because of rape. Like, are you seriously? You trying to ruin your own life? Are you serious?
That's just I don't understand that. I really don't get it. If he did, we have to say allegedly because he hasn't been proven guilty yet. But if he did that, I don't understand it. And he did it while his wife was on holiday, which means vacation over there with the kids. And that's just so you couldn't wait to get none until your wife came home.
But no. From the article that I read, they were estranged. So I think they were already separated. So they hadn't been together in a while or whatever, but it still doesn't give him the rights. But also, and it's crazy that didn't go viral, but the divorce thing went viral because everybody's like giving him kudos on having everything in his mama's name because she did file for 50-50, and then she found out he 50% of 0 is 0. But so everybody was giving him praise and saying like that was smart. It actually kind of was smart, but as the wife, how do you not have your name on anything? But she's an actress, I believe.
She's an actress.
Well, yeah, how you marry somebody and not have your name on anything? I remember before me and Joe bought this house, and we wasn't married when we bought this house. He basically said he wasn't going to help buy the house if his name wasn't on a deed. So how do you move in with somebody or buy a house with somebody and your name not on the deed? I don't understand. The math ain't mathing for me.
That's a tricky situation. I mean, if anything, you just gotta be careful what you do when you're in a marriage. I mean, for somebody with your brilliant skills, those, and not just in dating, but in life. I mean, you always make sure you're careful. That's all I can say.
That's true, but and my thing is a lot of times the wives let the men deal with finances, which I don't know why, because women are better with finances, in my opinion. They're more careful. But my thing is, I need to know when he put the stuff in his mama's name, because his mama claims she never knew. So did he put it right when they got married because he thought they were going to get a divorce, or did he like recently do it while they were estranged? I need to know when he did it.
Well, I don't know how the law is over there with marriage, but I work in family law. So here, if it happened after the marriage, then I think it would still be marital property because it happened within the marriage. Now, so he would have had, over here, at least he would have had to do that before.
So that means he probably knew it wasn't going to last. Why you get married to somebody if you don't think y'all going to be together for forever? That's crazy. I mean, I can see a prenup, but to put everything, it's just crazy. Like, he knew it wasn't going to last. So my question to y'all, I have like 2 more questions on the subject. Even though everything is in his mom's name, because a marriage is a partnership and women and men both work hard in marriages, do y'all think the wife still deserve half of the assets?
I mean,
I don't think they were married long enough.
They weren't married long enough. I mean, it depends. It depends because, well, if the guy said, I take back everything I said, and let's not forget, if he actually committed rape, fine, take everything he had. He doesn't deserve it. But when you falsely accuse of it, at least try to make sure you get to the bottom of the situation, get more proof that he did it before we try to take everything he has, because it just wouldn't be fair to take something from him he didn't actually do it, or at least you don't know for sure that he did it.
Right. My next question, and then you answered it already. I was gonna say, should you be married for a certain amount of time to be able to get half or something?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know that was your next question, but yeah, like over here, like I said, I don't know over there, but over here, you are entitled to certain things if the marriage lasted a specific amount of time. But them 2 years, not even 3 years, I don't even think it's not enough time. I mean, if she keep the kids, she might can get child support from them. If they even do that, I don't know.
That situation is crazy, but we'll keep you guys posted on that, because yeah, that's wild if she have to pay him half the stuff because she technically was the breadwinner. Anyway, let's get to the hottest story right now. Draymond Green, everybody knows he's a basketball player for the Golden State Warriors. He was ejected in game 2 for a hard step. I'm gonna call it a step. They call it a stump. I call it a step on Sabonis's chest, right? So the Kings were up at this point in the series, 1-0. Sabonis said, when I fell, I was protecting myself. There was no room, and there is no room for that in our game today. And after the game, Draymond said, my leg got grabbed. This was the second time in 2 nights, and the referees were just watching. I got to land my foot somewhere. I can only step so far with someone pulling on my leg. I'm not flexible like that, right? So I was going to ask you guys, do y'all think he was going to be suspended? But obviously today broke the news that he's suspended for game 3. What are y'all thoughts on this whole situation? Because I got some thoughts.
Me
Go
too.
ahead.
As unfair as the suspension was to Draymond Green, I do get the whole reason behind it, because Draymond Green has had a history of unsportsmanlike behavior. Remember the 2016 finals? Remember the suspension he had like later season?
And
like, he had a history of unsportsmanlike behavior. You don't step on Sabonis. I mean, I know he was holding on to your leg. We understand that, but you don't hold on to the guy's. You don't step on the guy's stomach. You just don't do that. Like Draymond Green, calm down. It's just a basketball game. It's the playoffs, but it's just a basketball game at the end of the day. You do not step on somebody's foot. You do not step on nobody. No, their stomach. You could have injured the guy. Like, seriously.
So you think it was intentional, or it was just instinct? Like somebody pull your leg?
I think it was intentional. Draymond Green even said it in the press conference. I mean, okay, I stepped on his foot. Big whoop. You should listen to the post-game press conference when Draymond Green said it.
That's funny because, okay, so I was told about it before I saw the video, and of course, because of his history, I was like, he's an animal. He needs to be, put somewhere and tamed. Like the zookeepers need to come get him and tame him. And then I saw the video. And my whole way of thinking changed. And literally, because I saw the game, like I forgot who played last night, but I stayed up and I watched Shaq and Charles and all of them say what they had to say, and they talked about it. But I literally had said the same exact thing that I think Shaq and Charles, I think they both kind of said the same thing. I had said it earlier that day. Now, if you running or walking and somebody grab your leg off of reflex, off of instinct, you gonna do either two things. You gonna either automatically hop. First of all, you're gonna try not to trip and fall. So you're gonna automatically try to either hop on that other leg to prevent from falling, or you're gonna step down harder on the leg that was grabbed to catch your footing. And that's what I think he was trying to do. And like he said, where was his foot gonna go? Was it gonna stop in midair? And he was gonna catch his footing in midair? That's impossible. Where else was he gonna go? So I'm on this side with him. I think because he had already got ejected, I don't think that he should have been suspended. But also I think Charles said this because of his history, like he said before, and because of everything that happened after the play, like he was doing his little antics. I think he was arguing with a fan, and like so the commissioner like had to do something.
I think bro, okay, disclaimer, I don't like Draymond Green at all, okay? But
never been a fan. Like, I'm sorry to cut you off. And to correct you on the games happened yesterday, it was the Clippers and Suns, and then the Cavaliers, and the Celtics and the Hawks. Those are games that are being played last night.
So it was
situation. I mean, there's a good understanding behind the suspension. He was wrong for stepping on Sabonis. I mean, he was trying to get his foot away from the guy's arm. He could have just dragged it on the air. He really should have.
Well, okay, so like I said, I don't like Draymond Green at all, but I am on his side. And this sole incident, not the ones in the past, the punching and all that. No, not on his side. But this one, I'm on his side. And that's also because they even said that because of his past, that was a factor in suspending him, right? But don't we always say, and maybe not in sports, but in like the entertainment industry, don't they always say don't judge people by their past tweets or their past appearances on different shows? Now y'all trying to cancel me now because I'm popular. Y'all done digged up a tweet I did 3 years ago. Don't they say that? But why in this instance is he's being judged by his past? I don't like that. And I put a video and it's so funny, but it was before this incident happened. I had to put a video up on my Instagram story. And the girl was like, if you knew me, that don't mean you know me. Basically, what if that man changed? I'm not saying he did, but what if he changed? And also...
That's a good one.
What about Sabonis? That man, he grabbed that man's leg. Ain't nobody talking about the grab.
He got a flagrant.
That's an interesting point. But at the same time, I mean, people grab people all the time, but still cannot give you the right to step on them. I mean, you got an interesting point. Two wrongs don't make a right, but at the end of the day, Draymond Green's the real bad man in this situation.
He is okay, and this is another thing that I always say to Nate. I think you agree with me on this. But yeah, so the grabbing of the leg wasn't a basketball play. So the retaliation that Draymond Green did was not a basketball play either. But my thing in that instant is you can't disrespect me or do something to me and then dictate how I react to it.
Correct.
Like just if you do something to me at a level 4 and I react at a level 10, that's your problem. You shouldn't have did that to me first.
That's true.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's two sides of the situation. And you want to know something? Lena, you do got a point. I mean, it's always a black man that's getting targeted in a situation.
I didn't want to bring that up, but I don't know. I don't know if that was a factor.
Whether it's athletes or regular people, like seriously, nobody's thinking enough about that. Not even you. You didn't want to bring it up. I mean, I get it, but whatever.
I just think, yeah, he is being judged by his past. And now, do y'all think he gonna be with the Warriors for long? Because it's like, because I was watching Undisputed today, and they was like, is the risk, is it paying off? Because when he was doing good with the Warriors, okay, we can handle all this controversy, but you ain't really contributing that much no more. Do we need you? Y'all think he gonna stay on the Warriors for long?
I don't know because
yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Probably going to get booted out to Golden State Warriors. If not this off season, then in a few off seasons from now. I'm calling it. Draymond Green will lead the Golden State Warriors in less than 3 years.
Oh wow,
yeah, he's not as valuable as he once was. So, and then to bring this baggage along with you, no, but he might need to put the house up for sale and start looking somewhere else. Draymond,
not put the house up for sale.
Listen.
Yeah, all right. About putting up the house for sale, he gotta leave.
Well, if he do leave, he better not be a problem on the next team. Okay, I need him to shape up, change, please, sir. And speaking of the playoffs, do y'all want to get into some predictions now?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so this is for the first round. Who y'all think gonna survive with the Nets versus 76ers? I got 76ers.
76ers without question. Even though I root for Brooklyn to win, I said it in the podcast, just get me 1 or 2 games, Brooklyn Nets. That's all I really need. Before getting sent home. That's all I need. Philadelphia in 6.
Wow. Okay. Hawks versus Celtics. I got
Celtics in 5. That's no. All Paul has to do is win 1 game in Atlanta. That's it.
I got Celtics too. The Knicks versus the Cavaliers.
Knicks in 6. All right, come on now. New York stand up. Orange and blue skies.
I surprisingly picked the Knicks too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I got the Knicks.
Okay, Warriors and Kings. Now this Warriors down 0-2.
The Sacramento Kings. Light the beam.
You got the Kings? Okay.
The Kings are pretty impressive this year, but I don't think the Warriors gonna go out like that round 1. So I'm gonna go with the Warriors. I
got Kings in 7. Yeah, I agree with you. I got Kings in 7. Sacramento will eventually finish them off.
I'm gonna go with.
They will be home in Game 7, so that will be a good one.
That will be a good Game 7. I'm going to go with Kings in 7, too. I like Steph, but I'm going to go with Kings. Lakers versus Grizzlies. Lakers.
I'm picking the Lakers upset the Grizzlies. Even though Lakers, they are losing right now by like 9 points with 9:23 to play. I'm picking the Lakers.
They make me sick right now. The Grizzlies came out ready to play today.
Because it's LeBron James. Even if it is split, the Lakers are going to protect home court. LeBron, AD, and D'Angelo Russell will get this offense flowing. And I have faith that LeBron will win at least 1 more playoff series before possibly leaving the Lakers. Or he can stay with the Lakers. But right now, I'm picking the Lakers to get past the Memphis Grizzlies. Sorry, John Boy.
Me too. And there you got Memphis. Okay, Heat and Bucks. I'm going to say the Bucks.
Miami's going to upset Milwaukee. I did pick the Milwaukee Bucks to beat them in 4 or 5 games a few nights ago before they took an L. And with Giannis being injured, even though they're currently losing right now. But I mean, I'm going to pick Miami to upset Milwaukee. Yeah,
I would prefer the Heat to win.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if they won, but I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Every time you're playing against, with the exception of 2021, anytime you're playing against a Miami Heat team, this mindset, it's an upset waiting to happen. Haven't you learned from the 2020 NBA bubble?
No, I picked the Bucks too, but I wouldn't be mad about the Heat. So the Clippers versus the Suns, which is Russell Westbrook and his old teammate KD.
Yeah,
versus KD.
My gut's picking. My intelligence say pick the Phoenix Suns, but for some reason, I got the Clippers getting past Kevin Durant and the Phoenix Suns.
I want the Suns to win, they didn't play too impressive in game one, but I think the series is tied up now. My heart gonna say Suns. My
I'm
heart.
going with the Suns too.
Okay, and the last one, Timberwolves and the Nuggets. I'm gonna go with Nuggets.
Without question. Jokic is going to longer call me Towns. I got Nuggets winning in 5. That's not even actually 6 games because Minnesota is proven to be a tough place to play. Nuggets is going to take this one.
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, we all got the Nuggets. And you wanted to ask us and tell us about your inspirational sports TV personalities. I have
my favorite inspirational sports TV personality, Renee Washington, obviously. Monica McNutt, she's very phenomenal. Ariel Chalmers, come on now. WNBA so important. Let's see. Who else am I admire that I'm thinking about? Stephen A. Smith. Because let's be honest. Do I sound like Stephen A. Smith? Let's be honest.
You have the energy of him. You definitely got his energy. I can see that.
I always try not to sound like Stephen A. Smith, but it happened anyway. The comparison's right up there.
Yeah.
So those are the people I admire.
I like, of course, Shannon Sharp. I watch them every day. I try to watch them. But I do like Carrie Champion.
Yeah, Carrie Champion's a good one too.
Yeah, I love her. I haven't been listening to much of her this next person lately, but I do like her, Jamel Hill. I do like her. Mm-hmm. Who else is there? The guy, I like some of his opinions. Kenya Perkins.
Yeah, carry on.
Because he has some good opinions. Shaq, of course. And even though Charles Barkley, most of the things he says I don't care for, but he is good for TV. And people can learn a lot from him.
I don't get invested in Charles Barkley that much. I'm sorry.
I think he's entertaining and good for TV. Controversy.
Good for TV. I mean, Shaq is basically entertainment. Let's be honest. But the names I just mentioned, including Stephen A. Smith, Monica McNutt, and Ariel Chalmers, those are the sports media professionals I admire. I mean, I've interviewed some of them. Right now, at some point in my life, I'm going to interview Stephen A. Smith.
That'd be very nice.
Stephen A. Smith as well. Seriously.
That'd be nice. He just wrote a book, and I heard it's great. I heard his book is great.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I was going to say Stephen A. Smith only because he said like it is, and he's standing 10 toes down on everything that he says, and he say a lot of things that I think people want to say but too afraid to say. And I always said that, like, if I was like one of those people in like the post game room, like in asking questions to the athletes, that I would really ask the question that the people want to know and not the political correct questions. So I think that's why I like him the most. And what's that name of it? All the Smoke podcast. So I like those two guys as well, Matt and
that's nice.
And Steven Jackson.
Yeah,
Steven and Matt Barnes. That's cool. Yeah, I like them. And let's talk about some of the NBA injuries. I know Ja Morant isn't playing right now. Is it a hand injury? Right hand?
Yeah,
his hand injury.
Yeah, it was tough. Did you see it? I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it 2 days ago. Or 3 days ago. He should be back though for the series, right? Like that's not a.
Yeah, it's not that serious of an injury. I mean, Ja Morant's going to come out to play and will at least make it a series against the Lakers. Even though I still got the Lakers upset the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, if we don't look at the fact that they're losing like 89-77 with about under 8 minutes to play, but yeah.
Yeah. And what I didn't see Giannis get hurt. What is his injury? Antetokounmpo?
I think it's a back injury or a leg injury or something like that. But Giannis will be back. He'll be back.
Okay.
And the guy that Draymond stepped on, he I think he had a contusion on his.
He'll be back. He was so.
He played, right? Or no? He didn't get back in the game.
I don't know. But
he was fine to play.
I meant to mention this when we were talking about it, but he was so dramatic afterwards. It don't even look
I
like
think
that
he-
step. Was that step that hard?
I think he was a little dramatic after the fact, maybe because he was dragging it out. And sometimes coaches be telling their players to do that. That's
Yeah,
why
He was
I
about
don't
to
think
die.
coaches should recommend that because you could have injured somebody else. Like seriously, that's no way to conduct yourself at professional level in the NBA.
that's
He
why
looked
they
like
started
No.
putting out them flopping fines.
he looked like he was about to about to die. Like he couldn't breathe. Like he looked really. You
Yeah,
would have thought somebody actually stood there and like hit him with a hammer in his chest. I was like, cut the dramatics, cut the dramatics. But hopefully he's well and he'll be playing. And we'll see how that series ends up. I think we all had the Kings, so we'll see what happens to that. Is there
No, I
anything
got
else
the
you wanted to?
Warriors.
Oh, okay. Is there anything you wanted to talk about before we get to our highlight of the week, Rafique?
I could talk about I could talk about some other things like the upcoming WNBA season. I mean, just talk about like which team are you looking forward to the most? Because for me, it's the New York Liberty.
Wait, do you live in New York?
Yeah, I live in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm in Manhattan. I didn't know you.
I don't watch, like I said, the championship made me want to watch more WNBA. I usually glance at it when my husband's watching it. So I don't have a team that I'm looking forward to, but I'm going to start watching this upcoming season for sure.
Yeah.
Got to.
I watch more games too. It's especially because what is it, Aaliyah, who went first overall? I want to see her.
Boston being drafted to the Indiana Fever. Yeah, you got to. Even though the Fever were trash last year, after picking up Aaliyah and Boston in the draft, they're going to be at least a 10-win improvements.
All right, that's something to look forward to. She can improve that team. That is something to look forward to. All right, let me get to our highlight of the week, which is I really love this. Our highlight of the week is quarterback Jalen Hurts for Philadelphia Eagles. He agreed to a 5-year, $255 million extension with the Eagles, and 179.3 is guaranteed, and he has a no trade clause. So I had to look this up because I was like, everybody making a big deal about the no trade. What that means? So it means if they ever want to trade him, he can veto it. If he don't want to be traded, or if it's not a good deal for him, he can veto it instead. And I was like, that's cool. But if he agreed to it, obviously he can go. But that's a cool clause to have. And I want to shout out to his all-woman management team, including his agent, Nicole Lynn. Shout out to them. And this makes him the highest paid player in NFL history. So kudos to Jalen Hurts. So he didn't even win the Super Bowl, and he got all that money. He was like, forget that ring, give me the bag.
Philadelphia Eagles to the Super Bowl. So when you put the type of season that you have and the effort that you have in the Super Bowl, you literally a late second field goal just to get taken out. You deserve that bag. You're making more than what Lamar Jackson would have made if he had just accepted that contract. But Jalen Hurts, he's going to be a problem for the Philadelphia Eagles. And mark my words, as long as sadly they had to derail my New York Giants in the middle of this championship run, but you know what? It's all good. We know Jalen Hurts is Philadelphia Eagles superior when they're healthy, and they're going to continue that run when next season comes.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
I said, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. You don't like the Jets? You like the Giants, not the Jets?
I'm a Giants fan. I mean, I was your Jets, especially when they picked up when they finally picked up Aaron Rodgers, whenever that happens. But I'm a New York Giants fan, hardcore.
I'm Jets. I can't. Yeah, they need, right? What's going on? He need to sign the dotted line. Aaron Rodgers, can you sign the dotted line?
That's Aaron Rodgers, he'll come to the Jets. Don't worry. He'll come to the Jets and make him relevant again. After Sacramento Kings ended their playoff drought, the Jets have the longest playoff drought in professional sport right now. So, yeah, I know for you Jets fans, that hurts.
Yeah.
The Giants and Jets do have a regular season game next year, so look out for that.
No, I actually like y'all quarterback. What's his name again? Daniel Jones? Yeah, y'all got a decent quarterback. I like him. But anyway, so thank you so much for being on this episode. Did you have a good time?
Well, I had a great time. I like talking sports with these beautiful women. I love talking sports with Black women in sports. And it's real honor. I'm glad we managed to get it together.
Yes. Thank you so much for being on. And guys, listen to this episode on all the platforms, including YouTube for the visuals. And we'll see you all next week. Bye.
And make sure to also listen to Rafique's podcast. You want to shout out your podcast and your IG?
Make sure everybody listen to Nothing But That Sports Talk by IG. It's Rafique_Louis BK. It's all the balls out there. Get you in the game.
That's right.
All right, guys. Bye.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words with yours truly, the Fletcher Twins. Make sure you join us every week and rate, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit up our email at podcast.1000words@gmail.com with any questions or topics you'd like to hear us cover. Also, check us out on IG at the Fletcher Twins and Facebook at A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words.